Hi, welcome to my channel, Making Joyful Journals. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you again for coming back and watching another video that I've made. Today I'm showing you one of the very first junk journals that I made using an old 3-ring binder, the chipboard that was within the 3-ring binder, and covered it with different pieces of fabric. And what I'm showing you is the back side of the journal, and it was loose, and on the front side of the journal I actually glued it down with a mixture of Mod Podge and Eileen's tacky glue. So the front of it seems very hard and rough, and here on the inside cover you can see the fabric that I used was very thin, and so you can see how it overlaps from the front cover onto this inside cover. Next time I will probably use either a file folder or felt to cover the inside cover and then cover it with the fabric. So this is something that I've learned just from making this journal. Now this journal is not completely filled. I want to say this is more of my try it journal. Every time I watch a video or see something on Pinterest or watch something on Instagram and I get an idea, then I want to try it. And then seems to be my catch-all where I put everything that I've tried. And you're going to see a lot of envelopes because apparently during this time I was learning how to make envelopes, and I'm the type of person that if I make something, I don't just make one, I'll make several. It's almost like my practice of doing something over and over and over again until I feel comfortable in doing it from scratch all by myself without the need of a video or notes. I have a 2.5-inch circle punch, and apparently when I first got the punch, I made circles with everything. I used junk mail, I used flyers, I used newspaper, anything that I could punch into a circle, I did. And so you're going to see a lot of circles in this journal. This is my attempt of a pop-up, and it probably would have been better if it wasn't such a gator mouth journal, and I would have been able to open it wider so you could see the entire picture. See, there's some more circles right there that I just put together and turned into like a belly band, a side belly band, a corner belly band, I guess you could say. And also I used washi tape. I did a lot of paper dyeing. I used printer ink a lot because this was during the time when a lot of stores were not open, so you used what you have. And so I used a lot of printer ink. I also used food coloring and watered it down so that it would not be so stark And I used a lot of packaging, recycled things that I had either purchased at the grocery store or at a department store, and the packaging was colorful, and I just felt like I needed to keep it for some reason. A lot of it's green because that's my favorite color, but I also explored other colors. You'll also see a lot of paper that came from the Dollar Tree. They still have them where you can get the packs of paper, offcuts of different colors, different textures. So you'll see a lot of that in this journal. And as I said, it's not completely full. So as I keep watching videos and learn new things, I will actually start putting those in this journal as well. On this page, I used table napkins to decoupage on the back of cardstock. I also attempted with the bicycle there on the right page. I attempted to use Mod Podge, and I really didn't like the results because it felt sticky. Even though it's dry, it still has like that tacky feel to it. And so Mod Podge and I are not best friends. So I use it when I need to, but for this, it just didn't come out. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. This is some aluminum tape that I had die cut the butterflies, and this was the negative of that, and I just thought it was too nice to throw away, so I just glued it down there. Or actually it already has a sticky feel to it, so it's a tape, so it sticks. Once it goes down, it stays down forever. So that was what the aluminum tape was all about. And then here, this is a tissue box. It has a really nice print. That was a junk mail envelope, and it had already cut out the envelope part, the little window. And here, that's another tab that I made from a ribbon, a couple of ribbons that I just stapled on the side. It was a different technique, and here's some more of the circles I was telling you about. And I've used that technique in other makes, and you'll probably have seen them before if you've been watching my channel at any point. And then I also have a lot of wrappers. You'll see a lot of chocolate wrappers. I love chocolate. I don't have a lot of coffee wrappers, but I love coffee as well. And this is actually something that I wanted to talk about. This is my attempt at doing a Turkish map, but as you can see, the little slit that I made there was not very strong, so I hadn't backed it with any type of tape, and when the very first time I opened it, it tore. So that's why you see masking tape and packaging tape. And this is, if you want to use a 12 by 12 piece of paper and incorporate it into your journal, this is a technique, and I really like it. I'm going to try doing this again in another journal and see if I can just do a better job of creating that little slit that the Turkish maps fold sits in, so that it'll be more secure. This is another envelope that, again, like I had mentioned, I love making envelopes. I practiced making them over and over again, and so you'll see a lot of that in this journal. And this next section I'm going to show you is actually cardboard that I put on one of the pages, because this next piece I'm taking out is so heavy that the page was just like, it was just like wrinkling in on itself. It was too heavy. So that's why I had to put the chipboard and more or less cardboard, actually glue that in so it would be a stable, secure piece. And I learned this, I got this idea from watching videos from Tanya Samuels as well as Carol Laws. And I'll link both of their channels in the description box. Both of them are excellent creators. I've learned a lot from watching them as they craft. And so this right here is a faux envelope, and I can't remember who I saw making those, but again, I must have learned that technique and then just made dozens of them. And so you'll see a lot of them just thrown into this little, I don't know what you want to call it, like a folio, or it's a bunch of tip-ins. And I used junk mail, pieces of junk mail, to make all of the different pockets. I thought it was really interesting when I watched others make this type of folio or tip in, and so I wanted to try it as well. And then what you see on the back is just either collage of children's book pages or what have you. And that gray piece, that silver piece right there, is actually is a vintage piece of gift wrapping paper. The yellow altered paperclip that you see there on the right was actually from one of my challenges back in February. It was Fun February Makes, where we had to make an altered paperclip. And so that was one of them that I had made, so I just tucked it in here as a remembrance of that challenge. And the ephemera holder was from another challenge as well, where we take a 12 by 12 piece of paper and make an ephemera holder with as many pockets or as many tucks as you can make from one piece of paper. So that's where this came from. This paper wrapper was made, or a ruffle I should say, was made from a sewing pattern. And I had just recently saw someone do this, and I thought, oh, I want to try it and add it to this journal. So I did not glue it completely down. All I did was add one little bead of glue right down the center, and you can actually see the glue where I just put it down, and so it's still loose on both sides, and it has a really nice it adds a nice texture to this little part of the page. I got the idea of showing this junk journal because I had watched a video from Melissa Sue, and I'll add her information in my description box. She had shown her first junk journal that she had made, and she had mentioned the hashtag flipthroughfriday. I believe that was created by Christina's Shack, and so I'll add her information as well. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. If you're finding value here, please consider subscribing and clicking on the notification bell so that you'll be notified of any new videos, shorts, or community posts. Shout out to all my subscribers and my silent viewers. Thank you so much for watching to the end here today. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, God bless you. Take care. Bye for now.